Take 17, we'll try it again. If we got oil leaks, it means we got oil pressure, which means I'm happy. What's going on, guys? Today, I'm excited because we are heading over to the shop and I get to update you on how the progress on the blue car is coming. It's getting really close, so we'll get a whole bunch of work done today and line us out for our plan to hopefully be racing in like 2 weeks. But first, we're going to go back to the house because I forgot the keys to the shop. So yeah, there's that. All right, so there she is in all of her glory. And it looks like maybe not a whole lot has been done, but a whole lot has. Brandon, you want to start with your radiator mount set up there? What you got going on there?
Yeah, so we mounted some bars on each side between here, put a tab off of here, and we're having it bolted into this bar and the tab right off of here on both sides. I know you were talking about mounting this maybe in front there too, so we might work on that here in a little while.
Yeah. So you got all that done up. Brandon does a really good job of trimming this pipe out and making it fit where I don't do so good of a job. So it's awesome to have him working on that because it ends up with a better product in the long run. I got all of the hot side welded. The hot side is complete. Here, hit me with that. The hot side is complete. Everything is good. We've got mounts to mount the hot side to the frame a little bit better to kind of hold some of the weight. Started working on turbo feed and drain lines. We have got cooling system going together. We're using a Proform big block radiator. Little side note here, when you use the Proform adapter mounts and the big block radiator, if you want to put a fitting right here, you are going to have to, oh, hey, now I'm cool guy, trim some of that water pump out for that to fit. So we're working on cooling lines now, getting that all sorted. Waste gates are on, mounted. Those are all good to go. Today, the cold side piping should show up. So we'll start working on getting the cold side wrapped up. And then we still have a huge list. We got to rewire the entire car. We got to do the whole fuel system. We got to do all kinds of stuff. But huge amount of progress has been made. Oh, yeah, steering works too. So me and Brandon were working on that, and we got, you know what I mean? Now the car steers again, which is important because we've done new upper, lower control arms, went to a rack and pinion. I mean, the long travel in the front. There's so much that's been done to this car. It's been crazy, but we're starting to get to the point where we're seeing the finish line. I don't even know. They probably haven't seen. We've got the Trick Turbo air-to-water intercooler. I don't know if that was in one of the last videos or not. We got sensors going in, you know, we've got sensors in for good. We've got headers on for good. Cooling system, once we make these lines, the only thing we screwed up on a little bit, and it was my fault, was kind of the placement of the lower hose there. Thought we had enough room. I'm really, really bad at calculating just how much extra there is for fittings and lines and stuff. Really terrible at that. It screwed us like several times throughout this process, including the turbo drain lines and other stuff we'll figure out. But yeah, so once we do that, then we'll bolt that radiator back into place. That'll all be done. The cooling system will be done. We're waiting on one fitting to show up. But so I'm pretty pumped up. The game plan is about like 2 weeks from now, less than. PSS race, Bend Raceway, Friday night. They're doing open test and tune for any make and model, so you don't have to be diesel. So if you guys are local, come check that out. Do you know the date on that? 18th, 19th, something like that? Yeah. So it should be that weekend there. It's called a radial race, but you can be on a slick as long as you meet the tire size. So that's whatever. So we're going to go do that. Game plan is that if we could get this car running by then, we will bring it and shake it down. If not, the gold car is still in the trailer. That thing still runs and drives. We'll just go down. We'll bring that thing and we'll have some fun. Oh, yeah. My tank. Yeah. Shit. Also, repurposed an old fuel cell to going to be our puke tank for, you know, our valve covers, our breather system. Oh, it'll come back here. This is not going to be super important when I still don't know what fuel we're running, if we're going to use E85 or E16 or 23 or whatever. Ethanol is going to be really important because there's a lot of moisture in any alcohol-based fuel. So I cut up an old fuel cell, baffled the inside a bit. Let's get back to work and let's get this thing finished and jammed up so we can damn thing racing. That'd be super dope. What's the update, Brandemonium?
I think this thing's going into the last ton.
Looks like he's got the bottom radiator hose figured out there. So it ain't perfect, but this thing, it wasn't pre-planned. You know, we just kind of did it as we were going along. So hell yeah. I'm cool with it. Leave space for the alternator. And as you can see, I've got one of the uppers here that's going to go into, there's going to be a 16 here, not a fitting, just a female 90 union. So I'm going to go ahead and measure out and make this other side, and cooling system will be wrapped up, but he's bolting that radiator in. Should not have to come back out, hopefully. Don't tell me you got it and I missed it. He had the technique going. Yeah, he was inside because we got the 102 millimeter in throttle body. If we'd gotten the 98 millimeter throttle body, this thing would not be anywhere near as much of a pain in the butt. All right, so sometimes that happens a lot more than I'd like to admit. Throw that in there so I can hold the camera. Look, see, now we're role reversal. I'm holding the camera. You're putting the part on. Yeah. The problem is we got so many parts just scattered about. I cannot wait until we are done with this project and can clean all this crap up and throw everything away and all that. Yeah, that one's tight. You're coming off the top. Ooh, we should do that probably with an actual piece of aluminum. It's probably going to be the way to do that one. And then if we did that, we would still need the 180 up and the 90 in. And what does that do for us? I mean, I do like that because it at least keeps, I think we've got plenty of hood clearance, but that should definitely keep it under the hood for sure. So let's find the big piece, because I think I have some big aluminum piping like that, and try that. All right, check her out there. So we were trying to decide and everything. I ended up taking some pie cuts and kind of redoing this right here, right? So it would fit like so, roughly. Obviously, I think this pipe's still a little long, so I got to trim that, get it up a little higher, and then we will do a boot on that side just so we can visualize the win. Is it exactly, precisely, specifically how I wanted it? I don't know. But a wise man once said, don't make it perfect, make it run. Or what's that phrase? Get it running, don't get it perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, shout out to that wise man, because as I was going through this, I was like, you know what? That man is wise beyond his years. So gotta go. There's still some fine adjustments, as you can see, needs to be made. And that's a little too short. And I guarantee you this one will be a little too long. But I do want to, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm gonna say I wanted to weld these pipes together. And then we were just like, like all of a sudden it was like, we're here at a party. Yeah,
That's crazy. Anyways, it gives you an idea.
Yeah, it gives you an idea of kind of what we're going for here. And now it's bugging me. I just want it to go together, right? But I'm not super mad at that. Now we got to figure out, do we be ghetto? Or not really ghetto, but sure. Because really, technically, I shouldn't need to. You know what I mean? Like, putting two on here is just me being kind of bougie, I guess would be a way to describe that.
What you got?
But it's like we've got twin turbos, we've got pipe that's too short. Don't worry, I will cut the right length pipe. We will make it work. That one needs to be trimmed back a little bit. That like that. Well, I'm not super happy about that angle because that one needs to go back. See, that's what it is. That's what's doing.
That side just needs to go back.
It's a little too long.
With them in the 90s, you can't keep pushing it farther and farther back. So
yeah, so I shortened that one up a little bit. Do that. And it should go roughly there. Yeah. Now we're looking good. All right, I can live with that. Really wanted it to visually look good. Now the question is, do I put these blow-off valves? Yeah. I think it matters.
I was about to say, is there any kind of science to that? Like there is the gates?
I think you want it as close to the intake as possible.
Gotcha.
Like, back here ain't going to work.
Right, of course.
As far as like,
so somewhere in that section would be okay though.
Yeah, like I did like this, it would be all right. And that would probably pretty good. I'm worried about how things look, but it's like I've put so many hours into this car. Even Brandon, I mean, you got hours in building stuff and making stuff and everything. So like, I just want it to be, when we come out with it, people be like, dang, man, you guys did a nice job over there. It looks like you guys gave a crap about what you were doing. And for nothing, we're going to try to go pretty fast with this car. Yeah, that looks pretty good, though. I can rock with that. Shout out to my mom for the lunch. Brandon, do you want to show the class what you've been working on?
Battery tie down piece here. Battery will sit in between there and bolts it down. Either bolt through the floor. There's a piece of metal under there.
Perfect.
It's already fucking drilled through, so we'll put it straight through there.
Hell yeah. Now, I bet people are wondering, because they're like, we haven't shown them the battery yet. Where's the battery? Yeah, that thing's tiny. Because it is. Oh, there it is. It's so small you forget it. Like, bam, look at that thing.
Got the E3 there.
We got the new E3 lithium battery. This one is the E3 502. I met the guys at E3 a while back, and we were talking about, potentially switching. And I went ahead and pulled the trigger on this thing because one thing that if you've ever been to the track with me, we have battery problems. Every time we go to the track, doesn't matter what we do, don't matter if I put a brand new battery in there, don't matter. We always got battery problems. So this one here hopefully can live up to the abuse and everything. We kind of mapped out the whole system of what we thought the electrical draw and amperage and all that was going to be and figured it out. And we went with one of those. If we need to, we'll change it to 2. But if you guys notice, what is this thing? Like, yeah, this thing is a 7-pound battery. So normal battery can weigh anywhere from 30, 40, 50 pounds. It's definitely a big weight savings. And even though it's in the back, we don't really care about the weight savings. It's just nice. It takes up less space. So we have more room for activities, and I'm pretty pumped about that. So Brandon's going to keep working on that, and I'm going to keep plugging away on this cold side. So hopefully I can get this wrapped up. I think cold side wrapped up today. I definitely didn't go completely overboard off the rails and redo it all. And yeah, here's that. And then, we made these pieces. Oh, that's still
hot.
It's still hot. And then we got to the point where I didn't want to have it the way it was because I was like, man, I really don't like having a 90-degree boot over a source of heat. It'd be one thing if it was a 90, but 90s and corners already hold heat and all that, blah, blah, blah. So we're going through doing this whole thing. I'm like, all right, we got to move it in and then put some boots on. And Brandon's like, well, if you're worried about the boots and the heat, then why would we put the boot over the header here? And then here we are. Now the whole thing's welded. It's been a long day. It's been a long weekend so far, but I mean, it does look cool. I mean, that's what I wanted. I'm like, because I was trying to reuse some stuff on this and everything off an old car and blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, man, why do all that? Just start cutting, just start welding, just start putting it together yourself. And before you know it, we did all that a bunch, and here we are. So really, I'm really quite impressed with it. I mean, it's a pretty sweet car and pretty sweet turbo kit and all. Like, now we've gotten us to the point too where the only rubber boots are on the turbo connections and the throttle body there. And we've shortened them probably as short as they can be. All right, so the other night we got a bunch of stuff done, up to and including the cold side, which looks awesome. It's going to look killer on this thing. Actually, here, I've got it. I can show it to you guys. Bam. Goes like that. Well, kind of like, we don't have it all hooked up yet. So the cold side's going to kind of look like that. Got it all sorted. But we've done a whole bunch of work on getting this thing running because we're getting really close. And I think we should be able to meet our goal of bringing this car to Bowling Green, which is now in like a week. So hot side's finished up. I started waste heat plumbing and we've started wiring. I started laying the wiring harness out. With this car, we're going to go with a Poly HP with an expansion module and some other stuff should be here today. So I'll show you guys that when that arrives. But we're still waiting on a lot of parts and, come in. It's all the last minute stuff. What did we forget? That kind of nonsense. But we're getting very, very close. I'm getting ready to weld some tabs in the trunk to the puke tank so that way we can mount that thing. I also wanted to show off my sleeves. I will tell you, I got these for $8 from the welding supply store. Best purchase I've ever made in my entire life. I used to use this thick, I mean, don't get me wrong, the thick thing works, and when it's cold, it's great, but when it's horrific. These sleeves are excellent. Cutting, grinding, welding, everything perfect. We're gonna get this wrapped up. Brandon's been doing a lot of work too. He made the panel that all the wiring is gonna sit on. So I'm pretty pumped about that. That's gonna go back in place in its normal spot. Yeah, honestly, I don't even know where we really left you guys last. We just kind of got so focused on, let's keep pushing. We're getting close. We still have to set the preload on the coilovers. I'm going to have to attempt to do some kind of alignment if I don't actually bring it over to an alignment. I know a lot of racers and people have done at-home alignments with tape measures and stuff and have lived to tell the story. So still a ways to go, but man, it's looking good and it's getting close. And one of the last things we're going to do is yank the air-to-water tank out of the gold car, throw it in here, just because it was like a cost-saving measure. I didn't want to buy a whole nother tank and pump and everything else. Considering I only run one car at a time, I can't. Well, I could race them both, but it's a story for another time. So now the plan is get this thing wrapped up and fired up so we can get it on a trailer to Beach Bend. So this way start testing it, shaking it down, because this car is locked in for LS Fest stock block and Gangster X 530 at No Mercy, and probably going to hit a couple of the races along the way. So stay tuned. Maybe before we take a lunch break today, we can throw both the doors on, and I brought the scales. So I want a huge shout out to Proform, because Proform has been supporting me, supporting my racing, supporting this channel for a long time. I've got a lot of their parts on this build specifically. Radiator, water pump adapters, trans cooler. We've got the radiator in the gold car, and we've got a set of their wireless scales. So even though it's not complete, it should be close enough to give us a rough idea of what this thing is going to weigh finished out. And I think doors on the way it sits now,
We go a little heavier, 24, 25.
24, 25. I hope not, because I still think we're like,
What would that put it out with you?
let's not talk about my weight. I've been putting on some pounds. Yeah, it's a good thing. I mean, I'm 200 pounds, so I think you're heavy. I think the way it sits, because I think, what? Yeah. I mean, there's a converter in there, but it's saying you're full of fluids. It does have fuel in it from the old fuel system. I mean, there's not a ton missing. We are going to add, I would say, probably 50 to 100 pounds more between the cooler tank and that plumbing, the rest of the plumbing, the wiring, the everything, yada, 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 yada. So if we could be 2,300 pounds, I guess, I think we'd be 2,500 with me in it. That would be good. So before we break for lunch, we'll put this thing on the scales. We'll show you guys what it weighs. You know, bud, for as high tech as we are, nothing beats a cell phone zip pad door toolbox. Doors weigh a metric ton. They are factory doors. Bro, I don't even think they cut the crash bars out of these things. Right. Because they're heavy, heavy, heavy. Yeah,
We're back on these.
they're wireless. Yeah, but it'll move when I bring it back down. Yeah. So let's lower this bad boy down a little bit. Nice and easy. Hopefully. Easy enough. All right, now it is ready. Bad news. My batteries on the display are broken. Or they're not broken, but batteries are dead. So it's got a backup USB, which is plugged in. And now we're officially on the scales. Doors on. Hold on. Let's throw some weight on this thing. Cold side in there. Just for conversation's sake, we'll throw a hood on there, not the yellow banana hood that we're going to use, but still. All right. Now's your last chance, Brandemonium, of amending your guess. What was your guess? 2488. Who was right? Oh, hey, hold on a second. Now, here's the interesting part about that. 2488, 25.7, 27. So that's almost 53% on the rear. So let's talk a little bit about.
Doors off. Take them bars out of the doors.
Well, first of all, I want to see if they're even in there.
Is that all riveted on?
Yeah. I have to take that off anyway to pop that in.
Oh, I gotcha.
About that. Happens when you make me upset with the weight. What kind of rivets those are, because I don't have big end rivets like that. Moment of truth coming up here. I didn't drill them rivets all the way out. But we'll pop this bad boy off and watch and see. That's how upset I am about how heavy this door is. I care nothing about my face.
About to be upset, bro. Those doors are just really heavy. Imagine that.
Motor by Joe Sullivan. Chassis by Lil Mo. Well, thank you, Lil Mo. Nova back half, 73. Well, part of it, you can see, is the 12 years of leaves and all that. And then this stuff over here on it.
Old sound deadening shit.
Sound deadening. There is still parts of the crash bars. I can't believe these doors are this. What did it weigh without me in it?
It's 2490 or 2480 or something like that.
We took one door off. Let's see. Now it says 2490 now.
Well, that's weird. That don't make any sense because
That
it was
door-
definitely 24 or something earlier.
Yeah. Well, part of it too, I think we're moving it around. I don't even know that we have it all level. Like, it's not really how we should scale the car. We're talking about actually setting the car up to race and be successful and all that. This is just we needed a little pick-me-up because we have been getting our asses handed to us. So many of these little things that are like, oh, I'll take 20, 30 minutes and make some new brackets for the coils. 2 hours later. Oh, I'll just drill some holes and mount this thing 2 hours later. Like, it's weird. Some of the big projects, they just boom, boom, boom. But some of these like smaller, little tedious, dumb stuff, whatever.
Well, they do say the last 10% takes 90% of the time. So
It surely does.
like it's not fucking like at all.
No, dude. It feels like it has a crash bar in it.
They are like steel doors from the 70s.
we could probably save 50 or more pounds with some fiberglass doors if I could find some.
Somebody got some cheap fiberglass doors.
Hit me up. We're buying. We're buyers. What are you doing there, brother?
And these trans cooler lines out.
Why is that?
Close to firing this thing up.
We're about to fire this bad boy up. I got to put a fitting in the oil filter there, and then I grabbed some oil filters. I got to cap off some fuel system stuff. But instead of making a whole another video about first fire up, I'm just going to cut out the part where I'm like, yeah, the video is over. And we're just going to go right into this thing fires up because we're already behind.
Actually, here we are.
I don't have enough time. Like, I still haven't even made that video yet. I'm going to do that, hook that up. I'll hook the oil filter up, plug off the fuel pressure regulator. Hopefully where it needs plugged off. Hopefully I have the right fittings for that. And we'll fire this bad boy up. We are danger close to firing this thing up for the first time. Okay. I need to send to ECU. Give me changes. Yep. So thankfully I got a new tuning computer, which is really just an old tuning computer. It's now.
You've had it for a while. It's just been stashed away.
Yeah. The other one still runs the gold car. But I'll put the software on here and yeah.
Please do.
No. TPS auto set needs to be performed. Can I do TPS from this? Map, fuel pressure. Well, fuel pressure's not right. Hold on. Let me put the fuel pump prime on for like quite a few seconds. Base fuel. Now it should prime for 20 seconds, which should be enough time for me to see. That's odd.
What?
It says fuel pressure is 100 psi. So we definitely gotta get that straightened out. Because that ain't gonna work. There was a thing that I left right here. Bet you there's this 4mm right here. It's silly. Let's bring that joker down. I find it hard to believe that it was set at 100 from the start. There's that. Also, it's not changing. So fuel pressure is 100 psi right now. And there's no fuel pump on, which tells me that maybe my sensor parameters are jacked up. Sensors, custom map, fuel pressure, custom pressure with no offset. Just $0 0 to 100. We should have 0.57767. R3 13. Yeah. 397.867. Yeah. It's weird. Everything else hooked up, right? This cooler hooked up.
The line is still
on.
on. Yeah.
And try to build oil
Yeah.
pressure. Yeah.
All right, give me just a second. I'll do that.
All right.
Sorry.
We still have a fuel sensor issue, and I've swapped some sensors around. I'm wondering if it's because we have an 800 series low dollar sensor instead of a 700 series in that. I usually use a 700 series. There shouldn't be a difference, but I've got some more of those at home. So I'll go ahead and swap those out and try them. Now, I just want to see, we're going to hang out on the starter for a little bit, see if we can build some oil pressure. By the way, that E3 lithium battery is kicking, my friend.
Hey, you got a oil leak. You do.
Oil pressure.
You do have oil pressure.
We got a oil leak yet.
Driver's side back, somewhere back there.
Driver's side back. I bet you I know exactly where it is. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's leaking.
Wow.
Something over there is leaking.
I'd say
We got oil pressure.
I'd say so. It's definitely leaking.
I
Yeah.
don't even know what the hell it's leaking, why it's leaking so much, but I'll take it. I'll take the leak like that because that means at least we got oil pressure. That's good news. It's good news. Step in the right direction. The shop is a mess. We've been thrashing for days. We're a couple days away from taking this thing and trying to go race it. Oh, I suck at rent. I'm getting the driver's seat when they get staying out. Then again, I'll have to. We don't know what the fuel pressure is actually at, but we'll find out. I'm way more concerned about oil pressure than I am fuel pressure. Take 17, we'll try it again. If we got oil leaks, it means we got oil pressure, which means I'm happy. That didn't sound too good.
Well, your starter did kick back in, so there's that. But
Did it explode in pieces?
no, I don't think so.
Well, let me try hitting it again. See what it
I have my face right there. But
I'd set up all these coils and I did them the same way on both sides. I needed to flip the other side, so I had them all wired backwards. Now that I flipped the plug, bada boom, bada bang, baby. Obviously, you know, idle air fuel, like none of that's right. Like, obviously, there's still some work to be done for sure. But that sounds a lot healthier and better for sure now that it's firing on both sides of the motor instead of just one. So yeah, sounds pretty good though.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, I think that's going to be it for tonight, and probably this video, and probably our lives, because we need some naps and everything else. Yeah, we've got a lot of thrashing to do because there's still a ton of stuff to get this thing finished up to make it race ready. But it runs, and it sounds pretty good. And once we get it dialed in, obviously with the idle and everything else, and it'll sound even better. But I'm super pumped about it, and thank you guys for watching. Next video will hopefully be us racing this thing.
I don't know what else it would be.
Us racing the gold car. If for some reason this thing doesn't work out, like it keeps, you know, giving us crazy stuff.
At least there was plan B.
Yeah, there's plan B. The gold car's still in the trailer, good to go. Like, we're racing no matter what.
No parts have been pulled off of it.
No parts have been pulled off of it. It's completely separate. So we're racing no matter what. It's just, are we racing the new car or the old car?
Oh, wait a second. Did you ever think you'd have two cars?
Brother, I don't even want one car right now, to be honest with you. So, we'll catch you guys in the next one.